It's actually kind of been a little bit of a while since I did a review. But what's going on, guys? It is your boy Joel TFD here. Welcome back yet again with a brand new review for you guys today. Today I am doing the I Know What You Did Last Summer review, and honestly, this movie was generally not that bad. I was a little confused, but it was not that bad. Before I head straight into this review, just want to say really quickly, definitely hit that like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. It will really mean a lot if you guys come here reach that goal. But we're also very close to hitting 950 subscribers. So if you're new and haven't subscribed yet, definitely subscribe. Anywho, let's get straight into this I Know What You Did Last Summer review. Alright, first things first, I do gotta say really quickly though, this movie was generally really great. Alright, I really love the story. Honestly, I'm not into horror movies like that, honestly, but this movie, I wouldn't say it is obviously a horror movie, but I found it more entertainment, if that makes sense, than like scary. So that's why I kind of like this film in some type of way, because it fits my niche, if that makes sense, when it comes to like joining in horror, you know. I definitely am trying my best to get into more horror stuff. I know I'm gonna be watching Weapons actually very soon once it comes out to theaters. So yeah, I'm gonna be watching that most likely. But I thought this movie was really good, honestly. I love the casting, honestly, when it comes to all the characters. I really loved all of them. Some characters I was a little bit confused, I will admit, honestly, and that's because if you haven't watched the original, you definitely should have watched it before this one, which is something I didn't do, honestly, because again, was just confused, honestly. We're technically about to hit spoiler territory, so if you haven't watched the movie yet and aren't considering to watch it, definitely watch it and then come back here and actually finish this review. I Know What You Did Last Summer it's honestly such a great film, honestly. It is very entertaining, honestly, from beginning, middle to end, honestly. I was confused a little bit in the middle, honestly, I will admit. But again, if you haven't watched the original, you definitely should watch it before watching this, because I generally was so confused. I was like, who is Julie? Who is this other dude, you know? And I was just kind of like, what the I was generally so confused watching them, you know? I mean, it still made sense, you know, because obviously they're like from the old movie, you know, so they're giving advice to these teenagers, you know, that are basically experiencing the same thing that they experienced a long time ago, you know. And I was kind of like, oh shit, okay, so like the ending kind of made sense in some type of way. But I will admit, when we found out, I forgot her name already, but like Stewie, there we go, when we found out it was Stevie, sorry, not Stewie. When we found out it was Stevie that was the hanger, you know, I was kind of like, I don't really know how to feel about that reveal, you know, because it was just a weird reveal in some type of way. But then when we found out it was actually the dude, you know, that did it, I was like, oh shit, okay, I was like, okay, that's actually pretty cool, you know. And that's when Ava kind of found out that he had that little cut in the arm, honestly, when she sliced him. So it was kind of cool with that reveal, you know. That reveal actually felt satisfying than the other one, honestly. But I still really did enjoy this film, honestly. And it ain't a Joel TFD review if I ain't simping, alright, because bro, Madeline Clyde, bro, I'm telling you, man, like, I think this is actually my first film looking at her, you know, and I'm gonna be honest, but she was so fine, bro. And especially Ava too, bro. Both of them, they were so freaking fine, yo. I was generally like, oh, Lord. Nah, they were fine, honestly. They were really, I don't like Klein though, bro. My gosh, bro. Okay, sorry. I'm a little bit in my shipping bag, but it was generally, it was gorgeous. They're gorgeous. Well, other than that fact though, again, I just found this film very entertaining, honestly, and like wasn't really scary, you know. Like obviously it fits into the horror thing, honestly, but I think it was because more I was expecting the jump scares, you know, some type of way. So you really have to play your own mind, if that makes sense, you know, like to expect the jump scare in this moment, you know. And I guess that's what kind of worked with me, honestly. But this movie wasn't really that scary for me personally. It was just more like entertainment, you know, in some type of way. And I actually really did like it, you know. Is it my favorite film of the year? No, honestly, I will be completely honest with you guys. If you guys are a long-term fan of my channel, honestly, and have seen my other reviews for movies that came out this year, I am still battling which one is my number one, Superman or Ballerina, honestly. So, but I will say though, this movie is definitely maybe a top I don't think it's top. Maybe, I don't know. It really, because I will admit I did lose track of all the movies that I watched this year. Honestly, I definitely have to go back through my reviews and see what I gave the rankings for. Honestly, okay, this might be not necessarily a hot take, but I do think this is a little bit better than Captain America: Brave New World. Honestly, but it is kind of down in that area in some type of way. Maybe a little bit more. It is kind of like down in that type of area, honestly. But I am gonna give this movie a 7 out of 10 actually, and I know it's kind of a crazy rating, honestly, especially if I'm putting it like down there with like Captain America, you know. I just found it pretty entertaining, you know, and I found it more entertaining than Captain America, I'll be completely honest. And also the Minecraft movie, I watched that movie like 4 or 5 different times, bro. Which is generally crazy, honestly. I'll definitely have a little story time on that on stream on my Joel Gamer Dude channel, so definitely go subscribe to that channel if you guys want to be part of the streams. But yeah, that's my rating, honestly, for this film. A 7 out of 10, honestly, because again, it was alright, you know. Like it wasn't obviously like my favorite film of the year, but like it was still entertaining, and I was like, you know what, like this is actually not that bad of a movie. I think what really would have given it a more what's it called, bigger rating in some type of way is if I watched the original, honestly, but I didn't. But yeah, that is going to be my review for I Know What You Did Last Summer. If you guys did enjoy this review, definitely hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you're new. Peace out, guys. Remember, guys, to enjoy your day, make every day now a day. Everyone stay positive and be positive. You guys already know to have a positive mindset. Peace.